Alright, so I'm going to be showing you guys how to throw a Pentium fan into a paintball mask, because if you got glasses like I do, paintball, you've got that side of the lens, plus the mask you got to defog. And, a lot of times those little paintball masks that, about the size of your thumbnail, they suck. So I'll show you what we're going to need to do this. Hold on. Let me shut Jesse Ventura down. He's talking about aliens and stuff. Alright, tools of the trade you're going to need is, well, first of all, zip ties. Let me do this. Zip ties. This here is a piece of galvanized metal. I was going to use a tin can, but I had just gone out for Chinese and I didn't feel like opening up anything to eat. But I had this laying around the house. I was going to use a tin can, can of tuna or something like that. Well, since it's heavier, since that steel's heavier duty, my buddy keeps wanting to take his tin snips home. Keeps forgetting to. But the nice thing is if you got a Gerber and you're using a tin can, hold on, this is hard to hold a camera and a Gerber at the same time, but if you got these kind of scissors, these will chew through a tin can time after time after time. Like, they're pretty vicious. That's actually the only reason I grabbed this, because as I looked through my tin cans, I found that piece of tin metal. Okay, anyway, and then another Gerber. This one's been modified because I broke the blade off, and this one's actually stock. Okay, electrical tape. Oh, there you go. Electrical tape. Electrical tape, tool of the trade. Here's a little Pentium fan. Not very big, it's... There you go. That tells you everything about it. Pause it if you want. I just went down to Radio Shack and got a small fan. It cost me like 12 bucks. This is a switch. I'm going to be breaking those connections down there at the bottom. I'm basically just going to use electrical tape and do this thing. Oh, and finally, I use a JT mask. Why? Because I've done this once before on a mask, and it worked great. Problem is, I don't know where I put it. The mask, that is. So, here we go. We're going to start. See if I can do this. Just whoop.
Area 51.
Area 51. Start by ripping this guy off. Yeah, we're going to be needing it, but make sure you don't screw up the little pegs on it. They're important. The fan is going to be installed on the top part of this, as close as you can to the bottom of that, and you're going to have to cut away some foam. That's where the Gerber comes in handy. That's actually the first step. This is taking forever. We're going to give it the royal treatment. Okay, now got a pretty good size hole in our mask. Now you insert the fan. I generally run the wires out. Hold on a second. I know you can't see this, I'm sorry. Come on. There we go. I put it in upside down. There we go. Now, I generally do it motor side down. Let's see. Just like that, so they're riding on the motors down. And we're going to run the wires on the outside of the mask up along the brim. Okay, a little bit of a mess up here, no big deal. Try to trim the zip tie down to get it to fit through like that mounting hole. Like, it's still too wide, so I'm going to take this wire and tie the fan in there. I was a Boy Scout. I know the cannots. Okay, so the fan is mounted. Now, the way it's mounted in there is I got a wire right there knotted. I just pulled down real hard through the webbing of that, ran around underneath, and then back over top right there where I got a zip tie holding it level. It goes back down through the bottom out of that side and then just weaves in and out of there as I cinched it down. This zip tie is holding the wire and tweaking the thing forward. I wish I had another color other than black, but yeah, it holds it level. Now is all I got to do is the wiring and get the mask to fit right. Here we go. Okay, so there's a better shot of the fan in there. And here's a problem you're going to have. This mask thing mounts on just like that, the visor. Well, it's got that middle nub right there, so we're going to have to cut it off. But you'll still have these two outer things, and we're going to zip tie it here and here when we're done. So it'll still work. It'll open like that on a hinge. So time to get to deconstructing. It's like a bar mitzvah. I hope I don't lose it. Come over to the edge. Probably shouldn't be cutting towards my hand with a serrated blade, but I have cut myself doing this before, so I know how to not do it. You learn a lot the first time you stab yourself. One of my dad's friends has this catchphrase, or I was the first person I ever heard say it. But he basically said scars are tattoos, but with way cooler stories. Let's see. Yep, I shaved that off pretty good. It's like a prom date. I mean, never mind. Now let's see how it's gonna fit covering this up. Now you got to make sure the fan spins, and remember, riding side down, and it's got to spin freely. Otherwise, you're gonna do this for no point whatsoever. That fan's not very strong, and we're gonna do a cool wiring job to it too. So I'm gonna put this on, see how it looks. Yeah, 2 snaps, it's in place. Hold on. I know it doesn't have the middle one, but I'm going to show you how to reinforce that here. But now we need to get the batteries. Now you're probably wondering what I was going to use the tin can for, the Spam, or in this case this. Power source. Make some battery holders. I know Radio Shack sells them, but I'm a cheap bastard and I like to build stuff. So let's build some stuff. Pinned on that boulder. Okay, now this one is a little bit loose, which is awesome because then you just kind of bend the top like that. You dip the top and you dip the bottom. So you squeeze in, kind of get this guy back out, lift back out, and this way it's wider than the battery and it holds it. See that? The battery will fit right in there. nice and snug. Bend those up. Holds the battery pretty well. Now, I generally like to mount them right about here. But that's just me. I mean, you get enough wire, you can mount them pretty much anywhere. And yeah, it does make your mask just a little bit heavier, but shit, I'm 340 pounds out there busting my ass. And do I really think two 9-volt batteries on my head's going to give me that much of an edge? Yes, when they're connected to a fan. I'm just glad I pull bounces like a mother effer. I can't be stopped from more than 40 feet. Gotta get closer than that to get me out. Unless you hit me in the head. Which is what I hear all the time. And guess what? If you're shooting me, I'm shooting at you. Unless you somehow flank me, which doesn't really happen because I'm generally the rest of my team's out. And I've just come in like a juggernaut. I rock a Tippmann A5 flatline. Yeah, you know what I like about it? It's literally the AK-47 of the paintball universe. I like the thing because once you get your response trigger dialed in, you basically, you've got an automatic feeder. You've got automatic full auto. I hate starting those matches and these people are like, okay, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. And people are like, oh wait, I gotta turn on my hopper. Oh, I got my dial-in isn't there. Man, just cock it, shut the safety off, pull the trigger, and go. That's what I love about the A5. So here's Bobby's Idiot's Guide to doing a paintball mask. Probably wonder, what does it all mean? Well, shall walk you through it step by step. We're gonna wire the batteries in series, 2 9-volts. That equals what, people? That's right, 18 volts. Now some people are saying, wait, that's a 12-volt fan, you're going to burn it up, blah, 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 blah. My old mask lasted for 3 years, and then I lost it. I don't know where it's at, but it worked until the day I lost it. So 50% over revving it, I don't want to hear it. So anyway, we'll start from that positive right there. It's going to go up, and it's going to go over to the negative of that battery. That's going to be called the jumper wire. Now from the positive side of this battery, we're going to go boom into the fan. It's right there in the middle of the mask, which is going to be connected to the positive. Coming off the negative is going to go to the switch. The switch is going to be mounted, I don't know yet. It's going to probably be mounted on the visor again because it worked really good there. So coming off the negative side of the black wire, we're going to go to the negative side of that. This is giving us an 18-volt circuit when completed, and making that fan and that mask give you more CFM than any of those little thumbnail things, because, well, I'm Bobby and I like to overdo everything because it's awesome. Almost forgot, the battery holders. How are we going to get them in? Yeah. You see I got the zip tie started right there coming out. Just comes right through the mask. Stay. It's going to come out like this all the way to the end where, you know, the fat part is, where it zips. Let's see where, give me this battery holder will work. And all you can do is come up and over that, back down, and go back through the vinyl meshing. Come on, you son of a bitch. Gotta push kind of hard. Anyway, cinching it down. Don't forget to put the battery holder back in it, but yeah. Cinch it down like so. There's your battery holder. It's in, man. And then Take another zip tie. You run it up to hold it in place. Watch. And then you're going to trim both these long ends off. And so now the battery holder is purely secure in every sense of the word. Use this little guy. You get the idea? I'm going to shave it. Whoa! Well, back like what Grandpa used to do. Put it over the back side first. Oh shoot, I just lost the positive. There we go. Over the top, under the bottom. Right now it's good. I would trust that, but seeing as how OSHA would probably get on me or something, we got to throw a second wrap in for extra safety. Alright, now in order, make sure you wired it up right. This is just before I put the switch in. I'm going to put this wire into there. Hear that fan going? Yep, and it's not very loud either. It works great. And it's hella styling once I trim all these zip ties and stuff. Tell me. Oh, that looks way cooler. This is another fan, but it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm putting it right here. Alright, and that's how you put a Pentium fan into a computer mask. Stay tuned next week. I'll show you how to put flamethrowers on a Razor scooter. It's going to be awesome.